Vietnam is such a long country, and before we traveled to Vietnam I didn't really know where to go. So in this video I will tell you how to travel to Vietnam, which kind of transportation exists, to which places we went, and what are the highlights of Vietnam. Because Vietnam is such a long country, you really need a lot of time, and you need to consider which kind of transportation you take to get from one place to the other place. Some people fly, some people take a bus, some people ride their own motorbikes. So one of the options you have is you buy an open bus ticket. An open bus ticket means you can hop on and hop off at different cities in Vietnam. So you buy a ticket, let's say, from Ho Chi Minh City to Hanoi, and you can choose at which stops you want to hop off and hop on. This ticket is actually quite cheap. We traveled with Sin Tourists, and this was actually a really good choice. We took the bus from Ho Chi Minh City until Hue, and we had around 6, 7, 8 stops in between, and we paid 648,000 dong for this ticket, which is only around 27 euros, around 20 pounds, and around about 30 US dollars. So this is nothing. You can also book single bus tickets from each town to the other town you want to go, but this always costs you a little bit more. And be careful with the company you choose, because some are really crap. You also have the option to travel by train, but this is more expensive than traveling by bus. If you look up the prices in the internet, be careful, because those prices are always wrong. They charge you more if you book the ticket online. Even if you buy a train ticket in a hostel or hotel, they will charge you a lot more, like $10–15 sometimes. So always book at the train station. The last option you have is traveling by motorbike. Many people buy a motorbike in Hanoi or in Ho Chi Minh City, and they travel from north to south or south to north and get rid of the motorbike at the end of their trip. Again, be careful, because many people try to scam you. Maybe they sell you a motorbike which breaks down after a while. So be careful. And I also give you the advice that you need some how to ride a motorbike, because riding in Vietnam is not that easy. The traffic in Asia is crazy, as you probably already know. At some parts in Vietnam it's also possible to rent a motorbike, and they even transfer your luggage, and you can ride a motorbike from one town to the other. There's also the option to use a company which is called Easy Rider. Easy Rider means that you have your own driver, your own motorbike driver, and you just sit on the back and enjoy the view. We heard this is really fun, and you can see the amazing landscape. In some parts of Vietnam it's impossible to see it when you travel by bus. So to give you an overview where to travel in Vietnam, I will tell you where we stopped and what we did, so you can see all our highlights during our trip in Vietnam. So don't forget, your visa expires after 1 month, so you need a lot of time to see everything you want to see. Maybe this map will help you to plan your trip. You will find this map on our website, thehowtube.com. So as you can see here, we started our trip in Ho Chi Minh City, which is also called Saigon. Ho Chi Minh City is a beautiful city. You have a lot of street food. It's nice to explore the city. The city is quite modern. You have green parks in the middle of the city. We really like Ho Chi Minh City. In Ho Chi Minh City we booked a tour to see the Mekong Delta. So we went south to a city called Can Tho. So when you do this trip, you can see floating markets. You will do boat rides on the Mekong Delta, and this was amazing as well. So one of the highlights in Vietnam. Then we went back up to Ho Chi Minh City, and we took the bus, the open bus ticket, until Mui Ni. Mui Ni is a long town. It's built next to the beach, so you will be always close to the beach. You can do a lot of kite surfing here, but I didn't really like the water. The water was quite dirty at some spots. What is really nice in Mui Ni is you can see the sand dunes, the red sand dunes and white sand dunes. You can see those dunes on a day trip. The next stop was Dalat. Dalat is a town which reminds me of Cameron Highlands in Malaysia, if you have seen that town. It's high up in the mountains, it's quite cold over here. One of the great activities in Dalat is doing canyoning. Canyoning was amazing. I was so scared to do this. I've never done upseiling before in my life, but this was just an amazing experience, and I think almost everyone can do it. If you are here, it's really cheap. You need to do it. You can see in this video, it's so crazy, but it's such a great fun. The next stop was Hoi An. Before you go to Hoi An, you need to stop in Nha Trang, just because you have to stop here to change buses. People told us not to go to Nha Trang. Nha Trang is a big city, really touristy, quite expensive, really modern, close to the beach, but people told us not to go there. We stayed in Nha Trang for around 2 or 3 hours and it was just okay. So I would travel straight away to Hoi An. Hoi An is amazing. It's like a fairy tale. You can hang out in really nice bars. It's also a tailor city and it's also close to the beach. This beach was one of the beaches I liked the most in Vietnam actually. So stay in Hoi An for a couple of days. On the way up you could stop in Da Nang, but we didn't stop here. We went straight away to Hue. If you have an extra day, visit the citadel in Hue. The next highlight of our trip was Phong Nha. You need to go to Phong Nha because there are several caves you can visit. We went to the Paradise Cave and the Paradise Cave is the most impressive cave I have ever seen in my life. So you have to go there. From Phong Nha you can travel to Tam Kok. Tam Kok is also really nice, but I would only stay there for around 2 days. The town is really small, so there's not a lot to do, but you can do a really amazing boat ride. The boat ride is between rice fields and between limestone mountains, so this is also one of the highlights. Instead of going to Ha Long Bay, we went straight away to Cat Ba Island, which is below Ha Long Bay. Ha Long Bay is probably one of the greatest attractions for tourists in Vietnam. There's so many people going to see Ha Long Bay, but we didn't really know which company to choose. Many companies do this Ha Long Bay trip, but it's expensive and many times it's crap. That's what we heard. So you have to choose the right company. Instead of going to Ha Long Bay, we went to Cat Ba Island, which is almost the same. The landscape is quite similar and you can do a $15 to $20 boat cruise around Cat Ba Island and you get really close to Ha Long Bay. You will also see the limestone mountains coming out of the water. You can do some kayaking and it's definitely another highlight when you travel through Vietnam. From Cat Ba Island we went to Hanoi. Hanoi is again a really big city. Many people don't like those big cities in Asia. We really liked it. There are many places to try different kind of food. You can get lost in the streets. There are markets everywhere. You can buy so much stuff. You need to spend a couple of days in Hanoi. The whole trip from south until Hanoi we did by bus. We booked the open bus ticket and we booked some extra bus tickets to get to Phong Nha, to Tam Kok, to Cat Ba and then to Hanoi. But we also wanted to try the train, so we took a train from Hanoi to Sapa. Sapa is really high in the mountains again and it's also a very nice town. It's quite touristy, it's quite expensive, but you can get out of the town and you can see the rice fields in the mountains. You can do some homestay. You stay at the place of traditional people, you can stay at their home, you can cook with them. The clothes they wear look amazing, so you will take a lot of great pictures here. So this was an overview about how to get around in Vietnam. I hope I could help you. Please give me a thumb up if I could help you. If you want to see all new videos, press the subscribe button. If you want to see some pictures, visit the social platforms you find here. If you want to know how to get around in New Zealand on a budget, click on this video. If you want to know how to pack a backpack, click on the video below. If you have any question about Vietnam, where to go, what to do, post a comment and I will answer. Thank you for watching. Enjoy Vietnam!